Hey, it's Clayton Olson here, and I'm going to give you a peek into my own life as I grapple with the question, is it okay to lose yourself in relationship? Now, I don't claim to have the answer to this question. We all walk our own path, but perhaps this personal story of mine will offer some clarity around the choices that you make with the people that you love. So earlier this year, I got into a bitter fight with my partner. After we started living together, there was a new rhythm that we just had to get used to. Now, I tend to see myself as the creative type whose disorganized desk balances the organization of my thoughts in my mind. At least I like to tell myself that. And my partner, on the other hand, is basically Marie Kondo. She's super sensitive to her environment and states that everything in the room, colors, object, furniture, is all speaking to each other and that we can see what kind of relationship they have. And if something's out of place, doesn't fit, or speak the same language, then we've got a problem. She would find herself not feeling fully settled. She'd feel like she's drowning by the lack of orderliness in the house. And I found myself feeling frustrated since my house felt orderly to me. I knew where to find the camping gear. I had a good idea of where the light bulbs were, the pots, the pans, all relatively in the same place. However, because my house was built in 1880 here in Denver, it has some character in its design. There's no closets. And no closets means that when Marie Kondo moves in and can't organize, eventually things are going to erupt. And that's exactly what happened. They did. It seemed like no matter how much progress we were making with painting, purging, and buying furniture, nothing was good enough. Our sex life was suffering. It was as if our connection had been staling out, strained, and was extremely challenged. And then she admitted it. It was my basement. The place where you let things die, she says. The place where you have no boundaries and let your friends leave their Goodwill trash behind. The place where your ex still has her snowboard. Damn, that hurt. But she was right. And in honest admission, the basement was the subconscious structure from which the stench of chaos emanated upward. And without closets, I kind of got that we needed the space. I was a bit speechless after she said this because she was right. And I was angry. I was angry at her, angry at my friggin' house for not being big enough, angry at the shit in my basement, and more importantly, I was angry at myself for allowing there to be levels of unconsciousness in my life that were causing her this kind of suffering and a strain in our relationship. But inside, I was thinking that if I back down from this, I'm basically gonna have to be a neat freak for the rest of my life. That if I back down, I'm just enabling her dissatisfaction with me and the environment, and now I'm signing up to live in a state of never being quite satisfied with the organization. And she felt like there was no room for her energetically, that she couldn't fully relax, and because items didn't have their proper home, she was stuck in this perpetual maintenance mode. I could feel that my ego was threatened, and a younger, prouder part of me that didn't want to do the work necessary to really be in relationship was present. And on the surface, I believe we were each fighting to be right. She was fighting to have her things the way that she wanted them, and I was fighting to have my things mine. And I wanted her to relax, and in my head, it felt like she wanted me to be more rigid. But that evening, as I dozed off to sleep, I realized that what she was fighting for was for me to lose the old me. She was fighting for me to become a better man. The next day, I cleared my calendar. I rented a shop vac. I made several trips to Goodwill. I filled the dumpster, and I cleaned my friggin' basement. I spent 8 hours straight with only a granola bar for lunch. Focused and dead set on cleaning out the basement. I was pissed the entire time, which eventually gave way to a cathartic release by sunset. And when my partner came home from work, I could feel myself wanting to show off what I had done. And as I felt the emotion rise, I realized that I didn't actually do it for her. It wasn't a favor or something that I did to get her approval. I did it for myself. And she served as a powerful catalyst to make that happen. Somewhere in a landfill are the remnants of my old self. Another skin that I shed to step into being a better partner, a better human being. And since then, I've up-leveled my organization and my living space. And it's a continued practice, but I have adopted some of my partner's values around this. It makes me a better man, and I really enjoy this guy that she's invited me to become by giving her more of what she needs. They say you should never lose yourself in a relationship, and I don't think that's fully true. If you lose yourself and end up finding an even better version of you in a relationship, then losing yourself on a semi-regular basis may be deeply in service of your transformation. It takes trusting your partner, though. During our fight, I could have dismissed her reflection because I didn't like the way that she was delivering it. I could have nitpicked it and said, listen, you need to talk to me differently and say this or say that. And in fact, I did do that. I nitpicked it. However, if I would have stopped there, I wouldn't have really been listening to what she was really communicating underneath it all. And I would have missed the real opportunity to let her show me who I could be. I realized that in fights, heated and charged accusations that you don't want to look at, there might actually exist some real wisdom for you. Love isn't always smooth, polished, or looks the way you think it should be. Neither communication. It's quite messy, and it hurts sometimes, and it can feel like ego death. But knowing this in advance can keep our listening open. It can stop us from shutting down and running away. It can stop us from leaving relationships prematurely and doing the work. And it can take us to a deeper level of intimacy with our partner. My name's Clayton Olson, and if you found this story impactful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel where you can get more relationship philosophy and insights that cut to the core, that bring forth the best version of yourself. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching and wanting my support, feel free to email me and leave a comment if you found this story relatable or there's something you'd like to share in your own life that you think other people would benefit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.